Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in, and if this is your first time ever watching me, hello, my name's Alexis. I try to post on here as consistently as I can, but I do have a baby and sometimes it just is not happening. I can't record, I can't do anything, but I post a little bit of everything on here. I post makeup, I post story times. I'm trying to, show you guys more of my personal life and vlogs and stuff like that, and I do have a few vlogs in mind for this month, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you are new, I would love for you to be part of the YouTube family. So don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell so you can be notified every time I do post. And don't forget to like this video if you do like it. So you guys, today I am going to be doing a story time. Okay guys, so as you can see by the title, this is about me catching somebody cheating. I literally saw someone cheating in front of my eyes. So first off, let me take you back and I'm going to tell you the whole story of everything so you guys can get more of a understanding of how I felt in the situation and everything like that. When I was in high school, I was a freshman in high school. Any names or anything like that, I'm going to change the names around. I don't even know what I'm going to use, but so I met this girl and her name was Marissa. I'm just gonna say her name was Marissa. So her name was Marissa, and we actually ended up becoming really close friends. Like, we were very, very close friends, and we met because in freshman year I was a cheerleader, and then she tried out to be a cheerleader, and we both got on this, the cheerleading team, and we ended up becoming super close. Now, at first, when I met, I kind of knew of her, but not really. So at first she actually didn't like me. She didn't like me, and I didn't really know anything of her. I just would see her here and there. So my freshman year, there was this guy, and he was a junior, and he really liked me, and a lot of girls liked him, like a lot, and I guess she was one of them. So I guess from the story that I heard was that he was actually talking to her, and he was, they were getting to know each other, and then they were going to go out and be together, and then all of a sudden he ended up meeting me, and then he ended up being with me. So I didn't know anything about this because when this guy pursued me, I was very into my studies at that time, and he just really wanted to be with me. He got to get to know me, so I didn't know anything about this girl. I just know that from what I heard, a mutual friend ended up telling me hey, she doesn't really care for you, because I guess that guy was planning on talking to her and being with her and actually making her his girlfriend, but then he met you and he got with you. And I was like, wow. And I found this out actually after me and this guy, because this guy really liked me, and after a while later, I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually really messed up. That's really messed up that he did that. That's but guys are like that. Guys are dogs. That's really messed up that he would do something like that. That's shady, I hate when a guy does things like that. And so this is another story time, but that guy, so many girls liked him that it's so crazy. I have so many story times, you guys, so many story times. Guys, even with that alone, that guy, I feel brought me so much drama. Not in that type of way, but just a lot of girls didn't like me because he was so in love with me, and they didn't understand why. When you're a freshman and then an upper class ends up trying to talk to you or like you, you're choosing little freshman old me, and you're a junior or you're a senior. I had a lot of guys that I feel were older that are asked me to prom when I was a freshman. It's crazy, you guys. I have so many story times. But anyways, so with that being said, after that was a while, and then later on, and that's when I ended up meeting her at the cheerleading thing. So I never had anything against her or anything like that. Like I said, it was messed up, but me and her, I don't even remember how we started talking, but we just ended up clicking. We got along so good. We were so cool. She was she'd come over my house, I'd go over her house, I'd spend the night. We were not best friends, but something close to that. And we would be in class writing each other letters, when that was a thing in high school, when you used to write each other letters and then fold it up hey girlfriend, hey this and that. I would call her my girlfriend, my GF. She would do vice versa. We were that was one of my girls. Like, we were very, very, very close. We told each other our deepest secrets. We were together all the time. Especially, we were together a lot because, you know, through the whole cheerleading year, we were always together. We were, you know, at basketball games, at football games, like, you know, all the games together. And then after, we'd always end up going to each other's houses. So just so you guys get an understanding of my relationship with Marissa, that was my girl. Okay, that was my girl. Even then, like, we were really close friends throughout the years in high school. But after, you know, high school, we didn't really talk anymore. We didn't really talk, and you kind of drift away, you know, from people that you talk to in high school. But it's so funny because in that moment, when you're in high school, you think you're going to be friends with these people forever, and that's not the case. So we're going into sophomore year now. So we're in sophomore year, and she ends up meeting a guy, and this guy was older. This guy was a senior, and we were a sophomore. And so this guy was like a really good guy. Like, he, I think, was on the wrestling team. He was, what else was he? I think he was on the football team. I forgot. But he was really handsome. He had, you know, bright blue colored eyes. Like, you know, when I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like when guys have colored eyes, like, they think they're that, like, they're like, ooh, like, they think you can get any girl, like, player. I mean, that's what they say. Well, he was like that, but not so much like that. Like, I felt like he thought he knew he was cute, but he was very humble. He was really nice. And she ended up meeting him, and they clicked, and they were so cute together. They were always together. He would always hang out with us during lunch. He was just like a total good guy, in my opinion. And her family loved him. My family, like, everybody really liked him. All her friends liked him, and he was really sweet, really nice. And they're one of those couples that when you're in high school that you think they're gonna get married, they're gonna, like, you know how you have that, like, immature mentality that you think you're gonna end up with someone. Well, that's how we thought of him. So fast forward time, they were together for a while. I want to say from the beginning of sophomore year all the way towards the whole year. And basically, he was really, like, with her, and then it came towards the end of the year. And like I said, keep in mind, we have grown so close. Like, he was like a brother to me because he was always around. He was always with us. Sometimes he'd drive us places because he did have a car. He was a senior. So, you know, like, I felt like he was like my brother. And like I said, I spent so much time with them. So, you know, when you just spend so much time with each other, you kind of see them as family. That's how I felt. Time went on. It was towards the end of the year, and there was a party. So my mom was very strict on me growing up. I couldn't do anything, literally nothing. She was very strict, and I feel like she has, like, eyes behind her head. I'm not even joking. Like, she's super strict. Anybody who knows my mom don't play. So I couldn't do anything. So I don't even know, like, how I got to go somewhere. I really don't know. But I ended up getting invited to a party. And I was with my friends. I remember I was with my friend, my very close friend, and, you know, some other girls. And we were like, let's go to this party, like, blah, blah, blah. And I remember, I don't know how I got to go, but I guess I went. I can't tell you. And I just remember, like, thinking, like, oh, I don't feel like going. Like, for one, I didn't even feel like going out. Like, I didn't feel like doing anything. So the girls are like, come on, like, let's just go, you know. And this party was for some of the seniors that were graduating. So it was mainly just senior and juniors. I want to say me and my friend and my other friend, we were the only ones that were younger. As far as we were the only ones that were, like, sophomores. So mainly this party was just of older people, older kids than us. So we ended up going, and, you know, we walk in, it's just like a normal typical house party. We end up going in, and, you know, there's, you know how, like, those parties were back then. I don't know if you guys have gone to parties, but, like, in high school, like, at least with me and the people I used to hang out with, like, a party was like a house party. That's when you mean a party. And, like, you go inside the house and there's music playing, and there's, like, food, and there's drinks, and everybody in the living room is dancing, and there's, like, a bass, and there's, like, music. That's what a party was to us in our generation. So, you know, we walk in, and we see people dancing, like, in the living room. And so we don't go straight to, like, the living room. We kind of head towards the kitchen. So, like, the kitchen is right here, and then it's obviously open. So the kitchen is open where you can kind of see, kind of like where the island is right in the middle, and then you can see through everything. And then the dining table's over there. Well, it was, like, open, so you can see who was in the living room and who was dancing. So I came in and I'm just over there, you know, like standing, and we're just talking to my friends, and then I could see that there was a particular couple on the dance floor that were, you know, really freak dancing, really like getting it on, and they stood out to me because they were freak dancing in that type of way. So if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. So the guy's face was facing, I just saw the back of him and I saw the girl doing her thing. So I continued. We're still like talking with the friends. We're still in the kitchen. We're not even on the dance floor. We're just talking. And then basically time goes on, and this couple, they were dancing like freaking all night together, but I couldn't see the front. So because they stood out so much to me, I kept looking at them because, like I said, she was doing the most on him, and so was he. Like he was like hugging her, like it looked like that was his girlfriend. So I'm there watching, and then all of a sudden, as he's dancing, he kind of turns a little bit, and I get a side of his profile, and I'm looking, and I'm like, he looks kind of familiar. I don't know. So like right away, when I kind of recognized, like I didn't know who it was, but he looked familiar, it just stayed in my mind. So throughout the night I kept looking. So I didn't go out my way to go look or anything like that. Like I just kept in mind, like I want to see who that is, you know. So time goes on, and still talking to my friends, I kept looking over, but I really couldn't see. But like I said, I mean, at this point he was like holding her hand, he was hugging her, he was all over her, literally. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just probably some couple, like maybe I just recognized, you know, who they were. And at this party, really there wasn't nothing but juniors and seniors there. So I'm like, maybe it's one of them, like I don't know, maybe someone from the school, or maybe someone I don't know, like I'm not sure. So time keeps going on, and then I end up seeing the front of his face, and he cannot see me throughout this whole entire time. This person cannot see me, and I see the front of his face. And guess who it is? I didn't even name him. We're gonna name him Roger. So I see the front of his face, and it's Roger, my friend Marissa's boyfriend. So when I see his face, I'm like this jaw went down. It just stayed down. Like I was like, even didn't see me, and even like the people I was with were like, what's wrong, Alexis? Like, why are you doing that face? And I'm like, hey, you know, I told my friend, I'm like, that's Marissa's boyfriend. Look at him. He's over there with that girl. And you know, they knew who Marissa was, you know, they knew whatever. So they're like, oh my gosh, like they didn't even notice that it was him. And I was just like, yeah, he's been with that girl the whole entire night. And they were like, oh my gosh, like that sucks, that's so sad, because they were in complete shock just as I was, because this guy was like, you know, like the ideal boyfriend, like the good boyfriend. So we couldn't believe what we were seeing. And also why I was just in complete shock, because everybody knew that this guy had a girlfriend. Like they were the couple at school, like they were so cute together, always together, like high school sweethearts. So it just didn't make no sense that he would be out here doing his thing right there in front of everybody. Like I mean, the word was bound to get out, you know what I mean? Like it was. And so I couldn't believe that he was just out there doing his thing. And second, like I couldn't believe that girl, she knew that he had a girlfriend. She knew, because like I said, there wasn't anybody in that school who didn't know. But you know, girls that, I don't know, I just feel like that's, I don't know, there's so many guys, so many men in this world, but you gotta be, you know, with one that has a girlfriend. Like it just says a lot about a female, I feel, in my opinion, that you know, like us women, you know, we should, you know what, whatever, if you don't know the girl, if you don't know the girlfriend, whatever, but us as women, we should have standards, we should have morals, and not settle to be somebody's sloppy second, somebody's whatever. Because you know, I know that Roger was under the influence and he was drinking, but even then, that just says a lot about a guy. Like, you know, regardless if a man is drinking or not, like, because I know for a fact if he was sober he wouldn't have done that. But if he, just because he was, you know, drinking a little, you know, like guys want to boost their ego, and you know, they get a little ballsy, I guess you can say, and they think that they're that one, and they think that they can get anyone. But that just shows a lot, you know, like, girl, why are you gonna go and be all up on him when you know he has a girlfriend? And girlfriend, and you know at the end of the day, like, he's gonna be with her, he wants to be with her, and he's just messing with you because he's a little bit tipsy, a little bit drunk. And even then, I mean, don't feel special, girl. Do not feel special that he's messing with you or dancing with you, because if he really liked you, he wouldn't have a girlfriend while he's doing it. Like, I just think that's lame. That's lame to me. Like, he's messing with you because you're easy. You're easy. That's what it is. Any man, whether any man, it doesn't matter. If a girl puts herself out there, a guy ain't gonna say no. It's hard to find a good guy nowadays, so that's just what I'm saying. That's just what I think. So like I said, I'm there and I'm over here. I'm feeling betrayed, guys. I'm feeling betrayed because, like I said, he was in my circle, and plus, like, that's my girl, and she was just such a good girlfriend. Like, so good, like, so sweet. She did not deserve anything like this. And you know, it's one thing if a girl is like super mean, like, you know, acting like a bee, you know, even then those girls don't deserve that, to get cheated on. They don't. Even then, like, you could just be a man and break up with her and go do your thing, you know what I mean? But this girl was like so sweet, so nice. She did everything, was so faithful to him. She loved him very much, and she did not deserve this. She did not. So when I was just there with my mouth wide open, I couldn't believe it. And like I said, he didn't see me, but I saw him, and I was just like, I was mad, guys. My face, I was super mad. I was like, I felt, like I said, I felt betrayed, because I feel like when I'm close to you and I got so much love for you, like, those who hurt the people I love really hurts me, because I know that they don't deserve it, and I know, you know, I feel what they feel. Let's just calm down. Like, you know, I know that is messed up. I know that's your girl, you know, whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, like, I can't believe that. So I didn't go up to him or anything. I stayed where I was, and I let him do his thing, girl. I let him do his thing. I let her do her thing, and she continued to do her thing, and so did he. And they were all up on each other, freaking kissing each other, dancing with each other. They were all up on each other, and I let them right in front of my eyes. I let him. I continued. So as the night went on, I didn't want to be there anymore. I just wanted to leave, just for the simple fact that, like, I was disgusted, and I just felt disgusted. So, you know, right, they're like, oh, you, like, I'm like, let's go, like, we should leave, like, I don't even want to be here anymore, you know, blah blah. And in my mind, I'm like, well, before I go, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna tell him something. I'm gonna send a little message his way. So really turning around, like full around, and he ends up seeing me right when we were getting our stuff and leaving. And you guys, his face was so red, like a tomato. He turned like a ghost and then red like a tomato. He was like he could not believe that I was there, because I don't think he expected me to be there. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like he thought that no one was gonna know. But if at the end of the day, if you don't want someone to find out what you're doing, and if you don't want, you know, something to get out, then don't do it. That's what I hate about men. Like, seriously, like, you talk all this stuff that you don't mean to do this or you don't mean to do that, and or like it was nothing, but at the end of the day it was something because you did it. My eyes stayed right there looking at him, and I was there looking at him like, you know, like, yeah, I saw you, yeah, I've been watching you, yeah, I'm here, you know, talking with the eyes. And so, like, I kept looking at him and he kept looking at me, and he like was just like, he turned away and he was like, he didn't know what to do, guys. He was like frozen like a statue. So they're like, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hold on though. So I'm walking up, you know, walking to his friends like, yep, I'm coming. And I go up to him and I tap him on the shoulder, and he turns around and I'm just like, hi. And he was like, hi. And I was like, it looks like you're having a good night. And he was just like, he didn't know what to say. He didn't say anything. And I'm just like, okay. I just, in general, I have to say something to someone if like someone I know is being hurt. It's not like I just can't keep my mouth shut. I've just always been that type of person, and this is not the first encounter. When I'm talking about cheating, guys, like, I've done this many times when I've caught people cheating, but I'll tell you after I'm done with my story time, like, why I just decided to stop, like, even if I see people cheating. So I went up to him and I was like, okay, I was like, well, you know that I saw you, right? I saw everything. I've been here for da da da, you know, this many times, and I've seen everything. And I was like, so you know, I saw you, right? And he was like, yeah. You know, he didn't know what to do. He was just like, yeah, you know, looking down like all in a shame face. And I'm like, boo, don't be ashamed. You were doing your thing, right? So anyways, I tell him, I'm like, okay. I was like, so I'm gonna for sure tell Marissa. I'm gonna let her know everything that I saw and what you did, and there's no way I'm not gonna tell her. I was like, so you know what, I'm actually gonna give you the opportunity to explain to her, because I'm sure if I call her up right now and tell her everything that I saw, she'll be devastated. So I'm gonna give you a chance to explain yourself, and you have until tomorrow night. So you have all day to call her, or at night tomorrow, but it needs to be done by tomorrow night, and you need to let her know what you did, because if you don't, then I will. Yes, I'm that type of friend. That type of friend does not fly with me. Loyalty is everything to me, everything. And he was like, okay, and I was like, okay. I went, bye. I'm just kidding. No, guys, I was so mad. I was super mad. And so I left, and then you know, the next day passes, and I'm just there thinking, like, I feel so bad for her. She's gonna be so mad. She's gonna be so sad. So the next day passes, and you know, she doesn't text me, she doesn't call me or anything. And I thought it was weird, because you know, I'm just thinking of her being hurt. I know that she would call me, you know, cry to me, tell me something, and she didn't. And I thought it was kind of weird. So I'm like, maybe, you know, I need to give her time, like, I don't know. So nighttime hits, guys. It's already like 11 o'clock at night at this point, and she hasn't said anything to me. And she even posted something on her MySpace, like she was out, and I thought it was weird. And something told me, like, dude, this dude did not tell her. I don't know why, I just had a feeling. So I ended up calling her, and I said, hey. She was like, hey, you know, like, she sounded like she was sleeping. I'm like, were you sleeping? She was like, yeah, I was just laying down. And I'm like, okay. I was like, have you talked to Roger? And she's like, yeah, I talked to him earlier. Why? And so that told me right then and there, oh, this dude is playing with me. Like, I took a lot out of me, guys, not to call her right away, because like right away, that's the type of person I am. But I stood back, I composed myself, and I'm like, okay, you know. And he didn't tell her. And so I said, oh, okay. I said, so Roger hasn't mentioned to you or said anything to you, because he needed to tell you something. He didn't tell you anything specifically. And she said, no. Why? And I said, oh my gosh. I said, Marissa, and that, I did not want to be the one to tell her, but I knew that I had to, because that's my girl. Like, I had to, and I would want someone to do the same for me. And so I said, oh, Marissa, I was like, I feel so bad telling you this, but last night, you know, your boyfriend was with a whole girl. He was like, you know, kissing with her, making out with her, dancing with her. Like, he was like, looks like he was in a full-blown relationship with this girl. You know, I told her everything that I saw, and you guys, I could just hear silence, and I felt so bad. And she was just crying, and she couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I told him, and I went up to him and I said that he needed to tell you, you know, and I wanted him to give an opportunity to explain himself, but I guess, you know, he didn't. And I wasn't gonna just go by and not say nothing. Like, you're my friend, and I consider you a very close friend, and you know, I have a lot of love for you, and you know, this is just what happened. And she was crying, and she was so sad, and you know, she was like, she couldn't stop crying, guys. She could hardly like talk. She was like, because this is like the love of her life. You know, when you think you're gonna be and marry somebody, like, that's how it was, like that puppy love, high school love. That's how it was with her. And so I felt so bad. You know, we ended up hanging up, and you know, I felt so bad, and I just let her know, like, hey, I'm here for you. If you want me to come over, if you want to talk, like, I'm here. Like, I'm here, you know, just letting her know that she has a shoulder to cry on if she needed it. So, you know, the next day passes, and this was during the weekend, and Monday comes, and to cut the story short, I don't remember exactly what happened, but they ended up just being together, and he ended up telling her, you know, that that he was sorry and all that kind of stuff, and blah blah blah, you know, all those, what those F-boys say, that they're gonna change, that they don't want it, that girl meant nothing to him. The typical F-boy, what an F-boy says. I'm going to change. She's nothing to me. She doesn't mean anything to me. I don't even like her. That girl is crazy. That girl's obsessed with me. That girl only wants to be with me. I don't even like her. Blah blah. we've heard it all before, girls. And if you girls know, you girls know. And believe me, I'm talking from experience, okay? That is what an F-boy says. Ends up staying with him and being with him. Now, at the end of the day, you do what you want, you know what I mean? Like, I would never stop being friends with somebody because I hate their boyfriend, because I this and that. Like, I don't even have hate in my heart to hate anybody. I sincerely don't. So it's like, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna get cheated on. At the end of the day, like, that's you. But I'm not gonna rub it in your face, and I'm not gonna be mean to you towards it. Like, you gotta learn some way or another. You know, you're gonna stop when you want to stop. You're gonna, you know what's best for you when you know what's best for you. But my thing is, guys, what I'm trying to say is, in the end, she ended up being with him and staying with him, and it didn't matter because he practically cheated on her, and she didn't even care, and she just ended up staying. Not that she didn't care. I knew that she cared, but was there a point of me telling her what happened? Was there? In your guys' opinion, let me know in the comments down below if you think it was right, or like if you thought that it was okay to tell her, because in the end, she stayed with him. So what was the point? You know what I mean? Like, and my thing is that I felt very betrayed by this man. Like, I felt very betrayed because he was just like a brother to me, because he was like dating like my sister, like a good friend of mine. And you know, I'm over here getting my feelings involved, getting my feelings, but that's just how I am as a person. Because if I truly love you, like, what someone does to you will affect me, and it will make me sad. If you're sad, I'm gonna get sad. If you're this and that, like, I'm gonna feel it too. I'll always find a way to cheer you up, but I'm going to feel what you feel too if I sincerely got love for you. So, you know, what upset me was just my feelings were so much involved, and, you know, I told her and went up to him, and I didn't even need to do all of that, because at the end of the day, when things like that happen, like, they don't care what you gotta say. They're gonna stay together. They're gonna stay together, and it doesn't really matter what you have to say, because when a person is ready to leave someone, they'll end up leaving them. So I felt like it was pointless for me to even tell her, honestly. But yeah, and then after that, guys, it was just kind of awkward. Like, I wouldn't really want to hang out with them at lunch, because like, it was awkward. Like, he didn't really know like what to say around me, what to do, you know, because like I said, I was over there being a little B to him, going up to him, you know. And this is not the first time that I have witnessed one of my friends getting cheated on. I've witnessed it 3 more times with 3 different people. And let's just say, guys, in the end, the girl or guy just ends up staying with them. And it just ends up like backfiring me, because I just do the most and try to care for people and just try to let them know, hey, like, this person was doing this, like, you know, when in the end, it doesn't even matter. Because what eventually ends up happening is, say if it's your girl, like, the guy ends up, you know, convincing her, like, that's not your friend, she doesn't want to see us together, she just wants to break us up, she doesn't this and that, like, you shouldn't even talk to her, she wants to destroy what we have, she's just jealous, she's just this and that. And I'm speaking from experience, guys. Like, I feel like that's how, like, guys are when they're like F-boys and stuff like that. So I just feel like in the end, like, just mind your own business and stay in your own lane and mind your own business. Unless if you're my, you know, like, I only have a few people in my circle. Of course, no matter what, I will always tell if something ever were to happen. But as far as like just friends, I just feel like you shouldn't go out your way to do all that, because I don't know. You guys leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys would have done. Let me know if you think I did the right thing. Let me know what you think about Marissa staying with him. I mean, at the end of the day, she was so young, and we all go through something like that. We all need to experience a heartache or whatever. But I mean, her heartache wasn't hurting that bad, because literally she got back with him the next day. So yeah, guys, that is it for this juicy story time. I have a lot more coming. I have a lot of things coming, guys. You do not even know, just for the simple fact that I've gone through so many things in my life. Like I said, with friendships, relationships, I got it all. The toxic relationships, toxic friendships, cheating relationships, like cheating friendships, like just so many things I have gone through. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's story time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.